They about to look at the shit that I'm on, why don't we get in topic? Crew looking like Pentatonics, locked in, recording in tropics. And the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics, we lit, never thought about it. Just live by the look at the shit that I'm on, why don't we get in topics? In a way back, all black, I'm talking, feeling like Shaq, I weigh my options. And the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics, it's saucy all the projects, it's saucy.
Yo, what's good? RCR Presents MSD Sports, and we back at it again with episode 11. My name is Sam, also known as YBK. We got Mikey, and we got Camden, and let's get it. Mikey, introduce yourself. Mikey, introduce yourself.
Yo, what's good, y'all? We back at it with another one. We come in full force for 2025. It's your boy Michael John coming to you from the 02135, sending our love from the Bean out west. Excited to get going, guys.
Yes, sir. Camden, what's up?
What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Club Paradise, a.k.a. Camden Lee. You know what it is. I'm here with the greatest team assembled, MSD Sports, episode 11. We're going crazy. We got a whole lot of things to talk about. It's a little MLB. It's a little NBA. We're going to do our thing. We got GM Sam in the building. I haven't heard from GM Sam in a second, so I'm excited about some things.
Yes,
Pimpin'.
sir. What's up, everybody? What's up? In today's episode, we're going to talk about Roki Sasaki and where he's going with his contract. We're going to also talk about some MLB free agents that are still left that could still bring some damage. And then we're going to move on to some NBA standings, NBA news, NBA trade rumors. We're getting close to the deadline, getting close to the All-Star break. A little hot topic on the predictions on the NBA playoffs, everybody. Let's get it. All right. I just want to first talk about, I don't know if you guys saw the recent news about the two guys that interfered at play grabbing Mookie Betts in Yankee Stadium in Game 4 of the World Series. They got indefinite ban from anything related to MLB Stadium, MLB office, other facilities, anything sponsored, anything associated with the MLB guys. And I think this is fair. I mean, if you guys saw that, I mean, Mookie, he could have got hurt. What'd you guys think about that when you guys saw that? That was crazy.
Oh my goodness. Well, first off, we're very grateful that Mookie didn't get hurt. I understand, him leaving my beloved Red Sox. It was a very difficult situation. Some people might have wished him ill will, might have burned his jersey. I was not one of those guys. I always, I'm always looking for a primetime player. A lifetime ban for it all. Not for Yankee Stadium, not for the Dodger Stadium. You know what I'm saying? Lifetime for everything. You got to protect your star players. I think the MLB is putting down the stand and letting them know, listen, this boy's worth a lot of money. He's won a couple chips for different types of franchises. It's a little harsh to me, just I can't get a hot dog, you know what I mean, at a MLB tailgate. I can't, get some candy corn if they're doing a little pregame, or, if I go down to Florida for a little, spring baseball. But yeah, I mean, Mikey, talk to me, Pimpin'. Are we thinking this lifetime ban is crazy, or what?
I mean, if you see the clip of what those guys did, I think that this harkens back to the Steve Bartman incident, but there's major differences, because Steve Bartman, for the listeners who aren't familiar, is the guy who infamously interfered with Moises Alou in the Cubs game in the playoffs, and the Cubs fans were so pissed off at him because it would have been an out. In this case, this was Mookie Betts about to make a play, and Yankees fans were trying to prevent him from making a successful defensive play. So here you have fans in the stands trying to prevent the opposing team from succeeding, versus Steve Bartman, who just interfered with the own team he was rooting for. So if you're going to intentionally try to sabotage the visiting team that we know you're not rooting for, then you deserve a steep punishment, and that's what you get. I mean, you're on the world stage in the World Series in those seats, and I think the punishment fits the crime in this case. It's harsh, but that's what you get.
I mean, we've all been to games. I know we've, you know, what I mean, me and Mikey, we've been to Fenway Stadium. We've been able to Fenway Park. Sorry, Fenway Park. Sorry, Fenway Park. You know, what I mean, we've both been there, and there are times when, you know, what I mean, we might want to reach over a glove to catch a ball. You know what I mean, for a home run or something like that. But to interfere with a play, it's almost like, you know, when those catchers are heading back to the backstop and they're trying to get it. Most people move out the way. You know what I mean? Even, you know what I mean, that's kind of like the je ne sais quoi of what they do back there. But yeah, I mean, I think it's very different. But it's just everything, man. I can't. My son can't go to a game. I can't. I can't bring my grandson. It's a wrap. I feel like that's maybe like a 20-year ban or like a 10-year ban, but like indefinite. I'm like, bro, that's
Let him appeal it. Let him appeal it later. Let him deal with the punishment for a couple years, and then he can appeal it later. They might change their mind.
Yeah, we'll give MLB the time, but yeah, they're banned for until they say it. Until they say it. I mean, let's get it about this hot topic over here in MLB. What we got? We got Roki Sasaki, everybody, the Japanese ace pitcher who's 23. But there's interesting things I saw about this guy. He's not like a Yamamoto like last year, guys. He's not like a free agent where you can sign like Yamamoto's contract. This guy's 23, so he's basically gonna be signed as like a minor leaguer. So basically, his yearly salary is gonna be that league minimum. He's gonna get up to 10 million bonus, up to the club that signs him. But that means the club has that control over that athlete for maybe like 3 to 5 years. Because arbitration starts after his third year. So basically, Sasaki is a discount, and I like what he did to listen to the offers, guys. Sasaki, he wanted all the block ball clubs in the beginning that wanted him, so he was like, all right, bet. Y'all, I ain't gonna meet y'all at your home stadium. Y'all come here where I am in my hotel. You guys have 2 hours. You guys can't bring no star player that could influence me. You guys, I think it was like a GM, manager, and the owner or something like that. And then them three go in, they got 2 hours and that's it. So that's been going on for a couple months here. And then now it comes out where Yankees recently dropped and there's 3 teams left, guys. The Los Angeles Dodgers, San Diego Padres, and now the Toronto Blue Jays. So now it's up to these 3 teams to sign Sasaki, and I'm like, wow, like the Dodgers again? But let's talk about this. Like, if you were Roki Sasaki coming from Japan, you're an ace, where would you go? That's my question to you guys.
Is it a question? I'm going to the reigning champs if I'm Roki Sasaki. Not only that, what have we talked about many, many times on this show, guys? Give me that deferred money. But I think an important point to make in international signings, which is something I'm learning about because GM Sam has kind of put me on game and I'm starting to do my little research here. So there's an international pool of money between the MLB teams. Like, you have a specific designated amount of money that can be used for international signings. And word among the tweets is that it's an arms race between the Padres and Dodgers right now. So it sounds about right. You kind of want to root for a team like the Padres to get the signing, but as long as it ain't the Yankees, I'm sorry, my brother. As long as it ain't the Yankees.
I was begging.
It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I mean, long were the days when we had, ball clubs buying out players from their, Japanese team counterparts. Long are the days where you're getting these 28, 29, 30-year-old pitchers or even players coming into the major leagues. We finally have a 23-year-old star able to come into the Major League Baseball, coming and bred in Japan. I think that's a huge situation for MLB. And it's not just, I think, in terms of, I'm going to get a player who's dominant and who can play really well and be young and be dominant for a couple years. I think it's also for the marketability of getting that foreign market. It's crazy that they can only pay him so much. I think he deserves more. Maybe double, triple. Makes sense with the Dodgers. That deferred money. I told you they cheating. I told y'all they doing the funny business. But really excited about that. I mean, I wish I one thing GM Sam, what you said about the GM, the coach, and maybe the president or somebody coming in, no stars coming in. I think he's really trying to go for that Otani legacy type of play. He's not just trying to go after the bag. He knows he's going to make a ton of money, and it makes sense to me, honestly. No offense, Sam, why the Yankees aren't even in the running, just because normally they're all about their money. They're all about, hey, you play for this prestigious ball club. It's an honor for you to play for us. Where I think, the Dodgers not, having a growing fan base, ever so much evolving. The Padres as well, a growing fan base. I think this signing, the possible signing, would be great for those two.
So, to my question, if you were Sasaki, David, you would go Dodgers, Padres, or Blue Jays? What you got? What you going to get?
I mean, I think the Blue Jays, to me, gives me the most star power for myself. I am playing in a tough market with big hitters, so being able to strike out Aaron Judge, you know what I mean, on national television is great. I think that's just going to look great for me. If I'm trying to win and maybe take a little less, I'm gonna go to the Dodgers.
Okay.
Just because I want to win. I know I'm gonna be on national television, but do I want to be in Otani's shadow? That's really
Yamamoto. And Yamamoto. Yeah.
But I'll be with the homies though.
That's...
You know what I'm saying? I'll be with the homies. That's not a turn. They teach me how to be a player.
Yeah.
If they have my rights for a couple years, I win some chips, then I dip out, maybe go somewhere else like Toronto later, because I've already won and I can get an even bigger bag. It all depends on my mindset. I think, your boy Camden Lee, you know how I do, Mr. Club Paradise. You know the name, you know what it is. I'm about winning. Point blank, period. I want to go with my homies. This is why we do this podcast. I'm with the greatest team ever assembled. I would be with the Dodgers. That's just
all
me.
right. I mean, the Dodgers just met with Sasaki. Today's Thursday, so they met Tuesday with the Stars. So this is like the second round at Dodger Stadium, something like that. But I mean, when Shohei Ohtani came over to America, to the Angels, he only got paid like the same thing Roki's going to get. So like as if you're a minor leaguer. And then he finally got his $30 million arbitration money by 2023. And that's already like 6 years he already played in the MLB. So Roki, the team would be very smart to invest in him in the long-term situation. But we'll see. I mean, talking about free agents, I mean, we have a handful of guys here that are not signed yet, guys. Pitchers and catchers report in a month. And we have free agents like Pete Alonso, Ha-Sung Kim, Alex Bregman, Jack Flaherty, Max Scherzer, Patrick Corbin, Tanner Scott. Like, there's a lot of guys here that aren't signed, and what are they doing? Are they waiting? Like, what is this? What's going on?
I mean, pitching is one of those things where you can wait. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily needed on day one. If a man throws 91 in the spring, in March, April, he gonna throw 91 in June. The question is he gonna last till October? So, looking at a couple of these ages in terms of these guys, you got 30, you got 31, 29. So guys who are looking for a possible payday, you know what I mean? Then you got guys who are 40, 35. David Robertson, he's 40. He's a right-handed pitcher. So you got these guys who are kind of like, listen, I've made my money. Let me go to a team where I'm actually going to do something. Because I'm 35 plus, and I've been in the league probably about 10 to 12 years, and I'm trying to win. So if you call me up in June and you need me for October, I could be ready by then. I'm not trying to throw in this cold. It's a little chilly in LA right now. Temperature dropped about 15 degrees between 2 days. I'm good. Call me in a little bit.
Pete Alonso wants a bag, and the Mets don't want to give it to him, obviously, because he didn't accept the qualifying offer that came from them. So They're going to wait to see what happens, because they'll make a run after some of these players here. Tanner Scott, Red Sox already signed a few lefties to go into the bullpen. they want another lefty. They're in the hunt for Tanner Scott, but he's going to get it bagged. They're saying projected $65-66 million contract.
What?
He was initially asking for 80, but I think that's a 4-year
Wow.
projection. So, hey, he was nasty. He was nasty
He is
last
good,
year.
though.
He
is good,
could.
though.
Pitchers that I'm a little bit like Scherzer, someone will give him a Justin Verlander type deal because Verlander got signed. So Scherzer will get a deal like that. It's like you said, David, I'm not sure like people are in a rush. They probably want to see how things shake out. But hey, Bregman, your boys, Sam, I know they're going to try to get him.
So you know what I
Let
heard?
him come to the Red Sox, bro. Let him come to the Red Sox.
You know what I heard? There's this Japanese Murakami, another lights out player. He's better be a free agent available next year, but he is a hard hitting first base and a third base. But another free agent next year that we have to watch out for is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So those next year's free agency is gonna be crazy, everybody.
Big money.
So, I mean, yeah, Alex Bregman right now, I feel like out of the handful of free agents that are available right now, Alex Bregman is gonna get the most out of all this pool of free agents here, because he's 31, world champion, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna get a bag. But we'll see. I mean, these players are difference makers. So even Jack Flaherty, he did well in the Dodgers when he got traded over there, having a decent season in the Detroit Tigers. But yeah, we'll see, guys. We'll see.
Hey, you could put an asterisk next to the World Series championship, but you can't put an asterisk next to the number on the contract. So
Yeah, that's
get
true.
that money, Bregman.
That money, boy.
Yes, sir.
Any more happenings in MLB that we need to know about?
Uh,
GM Sam?
So far in my GM cap, I think we pretty much we're good. We're pretty good, guys. We could go on.
Right?
All right, well, I've been waiting to talk about some NBA because we've been focusing a lot on NFL lately. So
Yes, sir.
I've been excited for this. Not crazy amount of movement. At least let's start off with the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
For everyone,
I like that. Let's
Not
go.
a lot of movement in the Eastern Conference. Cavaliers still the best team in the NBA,
Yo,
sitting at that top. They're looking for a 70-win season.
They
They're still
they
pushing.
only
for
lost
it. So
5
they're sitting in-
times. Wow.
Yep, they've only lost 5 times so far. Celtics still sitting at that second seed, but they're on a bit of a bad stretch. And then you got the usual suspects from last year kind of hanging around there: Knicks, Bucks, Magic, Pacers. I think a big surprise this year and a big step forward has been the Detroit Pistons, who are sitting in the 7th seed right now, just above 500. You got the Hawks, who kind of always float around that record, and the Heat as well, just above 500 there, rounding out the 8th and 9th seed. And then we have a few teams that are middling teams. Are they a sell all and screw it type team and let's mortgage for the future? Let's just get rid of things. You got the Bulls, the Sixers, and the Nets all below 500, but the Bulls still find themselves in a playoff position here. So the East is pretty close, and as is the West. If y'all want to run through the West too, what's going on in the Western Conference?
And listen, guys, it's close. It's close. I mean, you got the Oklahoma City Thunder that won. That not too much craziness. You got the Houston Rockets, again, 2 young bucks. They're at 2. Memphis Grizzlies, number 3. John Morant back in the building. We got the Denver Nuggets. They're at 4. Los Angeles Clippers at 5. Lakers, my Lakers, teetering at 6. We got the Mavs without Luka at 7. Minnesota Timberwolves, kind of surprising about that.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, at 8. Sacramento Kings hovering around 500 at 20 and 20, and also at 20 and 20, the Golden State Warriors. I think that's also a little bit surprising, just based off of a lot of people's just mentality in terms of Golden State, and kind of hovering around in that 11th and 12th seed. You got the Phoenix Suns and Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. They both have the same record at 19 and 20. So, I think the middle meat of the West is going to be interesting. I think the top and the bottom, the Thunder and the New Orleans Pelicans, I think they're looking about right. So, what's going on? What's going on? What's been happening?
I just want to say one
There's
thing
a lot
here.
of
I just want to say
yeah.
one thing here. We all know now. I mean, I guess today the Timberwolves lost that trade. Cat's flying in the Knicks right now, and they're 3. Knicks are 3rd seed, and the Timberwolves are 8th seed, trying to barely fight right now. But so for now, I feel like the Timberwolves they lost the trade.
Their defense is definitely faltering.
Mm.
They need Rudy Gobert to be like the DPOY Rudy Gobert and fast. And real fast too. Another
Yeah.
team that I think here that stands out to me that we talked about can they stay afloat while they wait for Kyrie and Luka to come back is the Mavericks, who still find themselves in the 7th seed at 22-19. Not that far off from being out of playoff contention, but not that far off from going on a little bit of a run if those guys can come back healthy. So it's interesting. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Can they stay afloat? And it looks like they're barely hanging on, but they're still there.
Barely. I mean, they lost their last 3, but I mean, when you kind of look at it with the Lakers being 21-17, them being 22-19, you know, they're only a half game back of that 6th spot. And if you look between the difference between the 7th and the 3rd seed, especially in the West, it's only 4 games. All-Star break hasn't happened. You know, we haven't had any trades that are coming up a little later. I mean, I'm surprised that the Dallas Mavericks are teetering, especially, you know, with their issues, because I thought they were going to be losing 10 straight.
Facts. I mean, damn, that Dallas without Luka, we need people to step up, right? We need. I mean, Kyrie's coming here and there. He's day to day. He did play on the 14th 2 days ago, but I mean, they got destroyed by Denver 118-99. Kyrie can't be going 11-2-4, shooting 22%. Like, people need to step up here with their main core leader not being active. We need more. Having Clay there, I feel like is not really. Clay needs to start shooting. I feel like better in a way. Like, we need more offense output from the Dallas while they're like PJ Washington should do. You know, should step up more.
It's tough.
Clay was more of a role player even toward the end of when they won the chip in Golden State over Boston. Clay was still more of a role player. When you come off an Achilles and an ACL, that's what's expected. No, it is what it is. You're not like a number 1 wing defender, top 3 and D type of guy anymore. So
I think that the big men need to step up, especially for the Mavs. Like that's what it boils down to. I mean, like Mikey said, Clay's gonna be Clay. He has not been 2015 Clay since about 2019, 2018. So I think it's one of those things where as long as he can keep doing what he's doing, and hopefully when everybody gets back, they'll be straight. One team that I'm looking at in the Eastern Conference that I thought would just be better. What's going on with Miami, guys? Like, I thought Miami was just gonna be a better team this year. They're in the 9th spot at 20-19. What's going on, Sam? What's happening?
We know what's happening right now in that whole organization with the JB. I mean, having that number 1 leader, having that much drama and news and shakeup and, like, you know, it's disturbance to the clubhouse, you know, and like that affects players around you. And we see them at 2019. Like, I know it's 4 years ago, but they went to the finals. They were close a year ago. Like, you know, like, you need a certain type of foundation into this clubhouse, into this lineup, into this, like, and it's not working right now. That's how I feel. Mikey, what do you think about Jimmy and the Miami Heat?
They were an 8th seed when they went on their most recent playoff run, so the record doesn't surprise me really, because they haven't really had a great record for a few years. That was back to what, 2020 or 2021, when they were like up there with the Celtics record-wise, over 50 wins. So I'm not really surprised here. And like you guys highlighted, I have a good question, actually, to segue into a topic that I wanted to bring up, which is Jimmy's about to finish his 7-game suspension. With that being said, Jimmy has reiterated reportedly face-to-face to Pat Riley, I don't want to come back and I want to be traded. Are you letting Jimmy Butler back into your locker room? Are you encouraging to come back into your locker room once the suspension ends? How would you handle this?
The boy don't want to be there. He's saying openly, listen, trade my behind. I couldn't let him back in. I can't. He's not quit on this team. I'm not. And again, I'm not for suspending players when they ask for a trade. I think a lot of this suspension is ridiculous. I think it's Pat Riley flexing his muscles. We call it a cucumber measuring contest where I'm from, and I don't mean cucumber in a good way. So it's frustrating to have this situation when Jimmy is saying, "Hey, I'm not happy. This is not where I want to be. Can you move me?" I think the public situation just adds another layer to everything. If I'm Jimmy, if Mikey, if I'm in that locker room with you and we're practicing every day, and we got somebody coming in who hasn't put any blood, sweat, and tears trying to take over, or even be around, do we want them in the building? No. Send their behinds home. Okay? You want to be somewhere else? Go somewhere else. It's like a woman. She don't want to be with me? You go. You want to go? You go. You go right now. You walk out the door. I'm chilling. Big chilling.
I mean, if I was a GM, I gave that suspension 7-game. All right, Jimmy, you're back. And then he comes to me saying, "All right, bro, I don't like this. I want out." All right, then I'll be like, "Bet, sounds good." But I'll still let him back because this guy's worth $52 million right now, so I'm still paying that. And then I have games to play. I need my number one still out there, so I'm like, "Bet, until give me like a week, give me a few days, give me 3 days. I'll get the trade cooking up, but I want you in the field though because I'm paying for something." So I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll still cook up a trade though, like, right away, ASAP. Get to the team and like, "GM, come on, guys, let's see what options we got for Jimmy." But I still let him in. But like, you got to play though.
I ain't paying you to stay. You better cook, girl.
You got to work. You got to work.
Listen, I ain't pay this rent for nothing. You better cook.
You got to work.
Do something in this mug. Shoot.
I think it goes both ways too. I feel like they have tried to paint this as Jimmy being the person who's not playing hard because they're like, oh, the talk about we need people to play to their fullest. Like you said, someone needs to put in blood, sweat, and tears. But they trying to put reports out about Jimmy wasn't flying with the team playing. Come to find out, the reports they was talking about was during the finals when his pops was sick. So out of the 6 times that he didn't fly with the team, 5 of them was to visit his pops who was sick, and he still showed up on time for the NBA Finals versus the Denver Nuggets. So to me, I can understand why, as an outsider looking in, I would be pretty pissed off too if I was your star player who single-handedly willed the team to 2 finals appearances and great playoff appearances, playoffs every year since I've come to the organization. So I can understand, like, it does go both ways because you do need to come and perform, and you shooting the ball 10 times a night partially has to be on Jimmy, right? I'm sure his teammates ain't going to be mad if he puts up 15 to 20, but he's putting up a career low 10, right? Or his lowest since he was a rookie. Not his career low, but his lowest since he was been a bona fide NBA star type player. So
it's not like he's taking threes. You know what I mean? If it was 10 threes in one game, it'd be different. But he ain't putting up no threes. You feel me? And he ain't making every single shot. So you go 3 for 10. That might be 6 points. You might be making 8.
They're gonna keep getting lowballed though. They're gonna keep getting lowballed. So
I'm looking at Jimmy.
It's hard to bring him back in the locker room. I think
I'm looking at Jimmy's game log right now. And like, December 16th, they lost in OT by 1 against Detroit, but Jimmy went on a triple-double, 35, 19, 10, full steal.
That was like a week ago. That was like a month ago.
That's a month ago. Yeah, a month ago.
About a month ago, put up a triple dub. So it's not like
Crazy.
the boy can't play. I think it's just like, listen, he's lost his joy. Miami's just, I don't know what's going on. Miami just ain't, South Beach ain't hitting like it used to.
they're in trouble. They're in trouble because teams are going to keep lowballing. So they better figure out a plan real quick.
I agree.
So for some more trade talk, around the league, not a huge move, but the Suns, they've been moving a lot. They've been making things happen. And they moved Josh Okogie for Nick Richard. So Nick Richard coming over from Charlotte. Obviously, Charlotte's not really a contending team. So you go from a team that's not really contending to someone who's looking to try to get in with plenty of time in the Western Conference to make a run. And you're playing with some good players. Looks like Yusuf Nurkic is on his way out.
Yeah.
Got that suspension and then got benched after the suspension. So they're just trying to preserve him so they could trade him. 3 second-round picks, though, along with Josh Okogie for Nick Richard. What do you guys think about that?
Someone told me, a couple episodes ago, second round picks ain't nothing. I thought second round picks was something. Second round picks, I mean, they might pick me to be second round pick, depending on if I put up a couple points real quick. I might be in the All American McDonald's game, put up 10, 6, and 6. Listen, it might be that type of wave. But yeah, I mean, Nick Richard, I've heard the name. I've seen him drop 20 before. Josh Okogie, kind of heard the name. So, you're picking one, kind of know the name for another, kind of know the name. No offense to the ball players. The ball players are probably great, probably play the ball really well. I'm just saying, I never heard of you really that much, unless it's on a little stat sheet. So clearly, it ain't that much of a drop. So I think they're clearing some cap space, clearing some money, clearing whatever they got to do. Because I think the Suns are trying to do something. Because it's not working right now.
Nick Richards, a second-round pick.
Dude, second round. That's what I'm saying. A player in 3 second-round picks for a second-round pick. Make it make sense. Just saying. Thought second-round picks weren't much. So,
I'll break it too. I'll say it like this. He's a younger, more athletic center, albeit coming off injury. And Nurkic is like a big guy who can rebound but ain't athletic like that. So it's just a difference in style of what the Suns, I think, are going for. Since they're a middling team, then you got to make some sort of moves.
Trying to get younger, trying to move faster, but it don't. Listen, you can get as young as you want.
I just feel like they just got a body, just like a 7 foot, 245. Just stay there. Let KD, Devin Booker cook. Stay there.
It ain't no Vucevic though. It ain't no Vucevic.
Yeah, you're right. That's not Vucevic though. You're right.
Ridiculous.
Damn, Vucevic has to get traded to the Lakers. Oh my gosh.
Listen, he does. Bring that boy
Please.
to LA. Vujicic, if you're listening to me right now, your boy Mr. Club Paradise, Camden Lee, he says, please come to LA. LeBron just dunked on Blake Lively Jr., 40 years old, going crazy. So your boy still got some juice in him.
Vucevic is going career high 2010 right now.
Come on over.
Well, not career. I'm so sorry, guys. The fourth time in his career. 20 points, 2010, double average. That's crazy.
I'm learning the fountain of youth from Le Triple.
Vucevic and Levine been going off lately because they trying to get brought over to a good team.
Good squad.
They've been popping off. Levine's on like a 7-game in a row, 30-point score streak, I think.
Oh, damn.
6 games, 7 games in a row,
You're
30
right.
points. Yeah, that fool going crazy right now.
He's like, it's getting close to the deadline. It's getting close.
There's some other good players still available on the trade deadline, too. You might not need Vucevic, but I still think a Robert Williams, if he can stay healthy, I saw his potential on the Celtics. Thing was, they drained the hell out of his knee that one postseason run and then shipped him off. So
he can't stay healthy for nothing, bro.
But he's nice when he's on the court. If you're giving up nothings, give him all the nothing away picks. Give all the second round nothings.
All second rounds.
Give all the second round nothings for Rob
Gather
Williams.
it all together.
He's got potential. I would prefer Robert Williams over Jonas Valanciunas.
Oh, really?
I would.
Wow.
He's younger. Valanciunas is a bit older, more of a veteran presence, but I don't really think the Lakers need a veteran presence. I think they need some young talent.
See, I could see Rob Williams with Golden State being able to run, rebound. He can toss it out because what I saw, I remember when he was playing for the Celtics, he wasn't putting up a lot of shots back up for these rebounds, but he was grabbing the rebound, tossing it out, getting the game reset, just creating offensive possessions. I mean, listen, someone that I feel like would be phenomenal, John Collins. I think he could be great. A little athleticism, you know what I mean, just to kind of bring some stuff. But I think some of these guys hold a heavy contract, so we'll see what we can do. We'll see what some of these teams can do. The Golden States, the Los Angeles Lakers, maybe even the Clippers. So, you know what I'm saying? I know they might be getting somebody back, which we'll talk about a little later. But yeah,
There was a player I thought might be on the trading block, Zion, who just came back from his injury. Right, he was gone for a hot minute. Did you guys see that he got suspended for one game before he came back against the Celtics? He got suspended for one game for showing up late to a team flight. It made me think they don't plan on trading him, because why would you suspend someone for misconduct on the team if you were planning on sending him out?
Good point. That's a very good
Right?
point.
You think that they're gonna? Is there any chance that they're gonna send out? Because they're in a bad spot too this year. The Pelicans are the what, like the Hornets and the Wizards of the
10 and
West.
32, bro. Yeah, they're bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Basura. I mean, I think the thing with Zion, right, is you got a young player, hasn't played a lot of games, very talented, shows up late, been injured, hasn't played a lot of games the last couple seasons. I can't lose the locker room, especially when he's scheduled to be coming back. I can't do that. And especially when he's on his way to play and he's about to play the Celtics, he thinks he's big bad and Mr. Show, and he's going to come into the Celtics and show off, but we'll still lose. No. You're going to be playing a national televised game. I'm gonna sit you. I'm gonna suspend you for a little bit. You're not going to play this game. I think to let everybody else know, we don't play that. I would trade him. I think he has not taken anything seriously in New Orleans. His diet, his game plan, the coaching, himself. You know, I think coming out of college, we had a lot of just hope. We thought this guy was going to be the next Braun, you know what I mean? KD, you know, Shaq, all into one. And just to kind of see him riddled with injuries, as well as he's about to come back to his first game after being hurt for a little bit. He's late. I don't care. That's what he's saying. I don't care. Where y'all want to send me? I'm getting paid. Don't matter to me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, for the Pelicans right now, if they even want to rebuild, like, there's so many huge contracts that they have in their way. Like Zion, he's getting paid 36 this year. Ingram, they got to pay the 30. But he is a free agent next year, though, for Brandon Ingram. So maybe they can try to trade for him and get for a team for a rental. CJ McCollum, another $33 million. And I feel like we talked about this before. The DeJounte Murray's contract is also pretty big, getting paid 29 this year. But I feel like he's 28 and is a great person to build around. Because, like, when he was in Atlanta, he was averaging 22 points per game with Ice Trey. And he comes to the Pelicans only averaging 18. We were thinking that DeJounte was going to be the kind of bona fide point guard for the franchise. Like that Trae Young, that Damian Lillard, that Stephen Curry, like that Tyrese Halliburton kind of, But we didn't see that this year. So I feel like get the big contracts out the way, build around DeJounte and what's good for him, his play style, and then we'll see what the Pelicans can do. But right now they're a mess.
I think for Murray, I think it was stupid. You go from the Spurs, which is a slow type of play, then you go to Atlanta, which I think you have success, which is a little bit faster play, and then you go back to even slower than the Spurs play with New Orleans. So you got these guys. I mean, you want to keep Ingram if you can. McCollum is old. You want to get rid of him. I think you're right. I think with having Murray, I think you build around him, keep Ingram, try to get some draft capital.
So you'll give Ingram a contract because he's a free agent next year.
I would get rid of Zion. I would get rid of
trade
McCollum.
Zion and try to re-sign.
Try to re-sign Ingram.
Yeah.
And then I'd keep DeJounte and Ingram.
Okay. And then get rid of CJ and Zion. Yeah.
CJ should have been got rid of a couple years ago. Yeah. That boy, between his back and the rest of his body, it's like Mr. Glass over there.
CJ 3 years ago in the Lakers would have been fire.
Lit.
3 years ago, yeah.
It's Mr. Glass 1 and Mr. Glass 2 with CJ and Zion. Glassy and glassy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, one guy, just to switch topics real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, before you jump over, I will say you guys didn't mention Trey Murphy, who's I would put some effort into letting Trey Murphy develop if I'm the Pelicans, because he's been nasty. since in the stead of Ingram during his injury. Trey Murphy has been nasty. Let Trey Murphy and DeJounte Murray play ball this year and see what they can do. The season's a wash already, so I'd let those fools play and let's see what happens. Don't rush Ingram back from this hamstring or what his ankle injury. Don't rush him back. Don't rush Zion back from hamstring injuries. Let these young fools play and let's see what they can do.
Would you at least sign Ingram though? That's the thing. Would you at least Ingram? No, you let him go.
Probably because the contending market is going to be too big on him.
So you like to try to get some capital if you can.
I would save the money. I wouldn't save the money. I'll save that money.
Okay.
No, $35 million a year is a lot for someone, bro.
And Ingram's not putting up those type of numbers. I feel you. Yeah, I mean, just to switch a little bit over. One guy who underdeveloped, I think, coming out of college into the league, or underdelivered, as we could say, to one guy who is killing the game. We got Zion who's underdelivered, and one guy who's killing the game. Cooper Flag. Bro, I don't watch a lot of college basketball, but this white boy going crazy. You mean he just broke the freshman scoring record in the ACC. The boy can shoot. Boy can shake. Boy can shimmy. Boy's averaging 19, 8, and 4 on 35 on 3-point percentage. I mean, do we think this boy projected number 1 pick gonna come out the league and maybe do a little something? The GM Sam, I gotta hear from you first. Yes. Because I know Mikey be watching college basketball, so I'll let me say the best for last. But let me hear what GM Sam.
Hey, I'm not good with no college basketball. I'm not good with no college sports. You know me, with the college football, I'm not good. But when Team USA played in the Olympics this year, 2024, when they secured the gold, before that they played scrims against Cooper Flag, and I don't know who the heck this guy was, but I heard some good things about this man. And like even listening to the players, like Team USA players, praising this guy, this kid, was kind of crazy to me. I'm like, oh, okay, like he shot an off AD. I'm like, oh, okay, like, able to compete with these guys, having the experience to that, the opportunity. And I'm listening to you, David, saying his stats. You said he breaking some records over here in the ACC, 19 points per game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, damn, I feel like with the hype going on and with the stats that prove it, he's going to get number 1 NBA draft pick overall.
Yeah, he's projected for it. He probably should be it too. If you watch him play, he plays with tenacity. It doesn't stop from the start of the game to the end of the game. And that's the difference. Some people have an aura to them. They might be awesome in college ball and a shooter like Jimmer Fredette, but not necessarily a dog when it comes to coming into NBA. So college ball is different than a LaMelo or a Victor Wembanyama who are playing, or Luka, who play European professional ball. So I will say that. So we can't guarantee nothing. But the dude can shoot baseline jumpers. He's shooting threes. He's so big so he can rebound. He can handle the ball, how like the new age big guys can handle. And yeah, he dropped 42, which is the record for freshmen at ACC. I will say there's other scorers who we've seen go crazy in college. Mainly Trey Young is who I can think of in the last, in my college viewing days, where it did translate in just different positions. So I like this guy because he plays hard. Do you guys, if you're a GM, a scout, are you looking for someone with sheer athleticism, sheer skill, or are you going to focus on mentality first?
I mean, first off, I got to say, white boy, gone wild. I'm not going to lie. I seen that boy play. White boy gone wild. I'm not gonna lie. This is our time. This is Cooper Flag's time. This is your time, pimping. This is your time. My only concern, I've seen a lot of white boys go wild in my couple of years. You know what I mean? I ain't been around long. I'm still spring chicken. I'm still a little wet behind the ears. I think a couple of us are on the show. You know what I'm saying? But again, I've seen a couple. Jimmer, Fredette, like Mikey said. I've seen a couple big men. Joakim Noah. Again, another big man who was not bad, but didn't translate fully into the league in terms of a scorer. I think the athleticism for me makes a big difference. We always have this thing, and Mike, you would tell you, when the white boy comes to the playground, we don't think he can do athletic moves like the rest of us. We know he can shoot. We know he can maybe pass. We know he gonna have that dribble, get that left hand. But to be able to kind of shake and bake, I think that brings a different mentality and a different type of style, especially for the big men, where you're kind of positioned down low. He can kind of get on that block. He reminds me of a little bit of a Dirk that got raised in the hood. You know what I'm saying? If Dirk was in the hood, grew up in Detroit, maybe New Jersey, that's what he kind of reminds me of. Just a little, you know what I'm saying? A little thick. He seems a little thick, and he's going to pick up some weight when he get to the league. So let's just hope that those knees and that athleticism keeps up as he gains that weight, which kind of all of them do when they enter the NBA.
For me, if I was a coach or a GM looking into college athletes here, um, I'll go the other way. I'm going mentality. I'm going. If you got the Mamba mentality, you got it. But I'm talking like the real Mamba, Kobe Bryant style mentality. Like it reminds me of like that commercial, Kanye West, Kobe Bryant. Kanye's like, I got these Grammys, I got this. He says more. Kobe's like, no more. So if you have that Mamba mentality, and in the second place, of course, it comes to athleticism, and then I'll go skill third because I feel like if you have that athleticism, you have the ability to kind of learn in a very quick level. And I feel like to adapt fast too also counts as athleticism in my opinion. So I'll go mentality, athleticism, skill.
Okay.
I like that, Sam. Hey, keep in mind this is also a player from Duke, just like the
Yeah.
aforementioned
Yeah.
Zion Williamson.
Zion.
So let's see if this goes a little different. To hit back to the NBA, I have a team that I feel like has been very interesting to me this year because of the rejuvenation and the return of a superstar that Stephen A. Smith likes to say is the new age Allen Iverson. The Grizzlies. I like the Grizzlies a lot. I don't know what it is, if it's just because Ja be jumping up the gym like that and throwing yams down like how he threw on Victor the other night.
Oh my
I know it didn't
gosh.
count, but
That
I
was
know everyone
crazy.
saw it. I know everyone heard it. That boy got Jimmy. That boy.
I heard
is
that he
jumping
ain't
off
gonna
a
dunk. What
springboard.
happened?
No, he's dunking. He looks like Simone Biles jumped off a springboard when he goes up for dunks, bro. But they have a good team. Like, to run through some of the players, of course, Jaren Jackson, right? Ja,
JJJ.
Desmond Bain, who's having not a great year, but still like up to his previous standards, but still solid. Jake LaRavia, another white boy that's kind of making a little something happen. Scottie Pippen Jr.,
Yeah, that guy
and
been
very
ballin'.
serviceable. The young boy, Zach Edey. Jalen Wells, a good defender, maybe not scoring crazy, but Santi Aldama, Marcus Smart.
Aldama.
You got, yeah,
Yeah.
they have a good roster.
That's
Brandon
deep.
Clark, who's coming back from his injury after his injury from the last year, and him getting some time to play. And then it's like the next year after your injury, kind of like Jamal Murray style. You need a little bit of time away from when you first come back. I feel like they're a dangerous team. I mean, looking at the West, the Thunder, of course, are in the driver's seat, but the Rockets are still holding that second place seed. But then I'm looking at the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Mavericks, the Timberwolves, the Kings, the Warriors, the Suns, the Spurs. I feel like the Grizzlies are a real threat to all of these teams besides the Thunder. In my mind, I feel like the Thunder I favor over the Grizzlies as of now, but I feel like the Grizzlies are a threat. What do y'all think?
You talking about for that 2 spot? You thinking, or just
just in general as a playoff matchup?
I mean, this is the thing, right? Ja got suspended. If y'all don't know, boy was toting them Jones on the gram and on some other places. And you're not supposed to do that if you're an NBA star. Listen, keep your tools at home, or unless you gotta do some damage outside. Other than that, like your boy, I keep it. I don't show it. If you see it, you blew it. That's what it means, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. But yeah, I mean, Ja is a phenomenal superstar. He was ascending before the situation. This isn't surprising to me. Desmond Bain stepped up during those playoffs before Ja got suspended. You got a Marcus Smart, playoff caliber player who understands what it takes to win in the regular season and in the postseason. Zach Edey, a big boy that translated well from college to the league. I'm not gonna lie. I really like that boy. I think my only concern, right, with the Grizzlies isn't about making the playoffs. It's about that cohesiveness in a 7-game series. That's my only concern. I think in an 82-game season, I think they're going to figure it out. I think they have enough athleticism. I think between the coaching, scouting, the players, they just have a better front court, better back court than you. I think that. But the playoffs is a different breed. LeBron in the playoffs, when he doesn't play the Joker, gets to the finals. Like that's the difference. You know what I mean? They're a play-in team. The Lakers be a play-in team. They make it work as long as they don't play the Denver Nuggets. So that's where I want to see. Can these young Bulls or older young Bulls? They're not the Rockets. They're not the Thunder. A little bit older, a couple years older than those top two teams. Can they take that next leap with Ja having a little bit more corporate mentality? Can he put on his white person voice for a second when he's on Instagram, so that maybe, he'll be all right. Jim Sam, how we feel? How do you feel about the team?
After Mikey read the players in the Grizzlies, I had to check the depth chart of the Memphis Grizzlies here, and I'm looking at it like, damn, I didn't know their second string team is pretty not solid, but like it's pretty well off, better than the other second units. Like you take out the stars, you have Scottie Pippen in the one, Luke Kennard, Jake LaRavia, Santi Aldama, and then Brandon Clark. Like that's the second unit. And I feel like you're right, David, about the 7-game series in a playoff matchup. But I feel like this second unit can give these stars the rest, though, that they need. And I feel like even like a name that pops up is Luke Kennard. Like, I mean, when he can shoot, he's gonna shoot, and he's gonna give you that.
Shooter.
So I feel like, wow, they're a pretty deep team that kind of surprised me here. Re-looking at the team again, and I feel like I know the Thunder are on a very hot streak. I mean, 33-6, that's a great thing, but they could definitely overtake that too, right? Easy, in my opinion.
Yeah, and actually, to let you know, the Grizzlies' average age is 24,
Wow.
24.3 to be exact. The Thunder are the youngest team in the league, 24.1. But the Rockets is 26. So the Grizzlies are the next youngest team there. So you're right that inexperience is a part of it. But a lot of these fools went to the playoffs and they lost to the Lakers in that series. Remember when the Lakers sent them home when they was the hot pick? I don't think it's happening again. And, hey, we'll see.
Wow, you're right. That could happen.
What's good with another pick, Sam? I feel like your boy Kawhi. You love talking about your boy Kawhi.
Kawhi Leonard, I mean, I'm very happy he came back, but I feel like it just came back in the wrong time because of these LA Fires too. He came back, he played a game or two, and then he had to step out because of family matters because of the LA Fires. So it did timing really did affect him. But the most recent game he played 24 minutes and dropped 23 points, and he shot 8 for 11, guys. And I feel like we have to give it time. The Clippers are ready. Looking at them now, like they're pretty 5th seed, 22-17, and what we discussed about the Clippers is Norman Powell, right? This guy has been the term stepping up is Norman Powell. When your star players are out, when you need that person, I mean, he's dropping 23, 3 and 2. So we have to give time to Kawhi.
Listen, Norman Powell, when I see your face on a billboard heading down Inglewood near the Intune Dome, that's how you know you put in work. Okay? When I see you behind plastered on a couple of Jones, you know what I mean, a little advertisement for the Clippers tickets, you doing your thing. Shout out to your boy. I mean, one of my big homies, Nick, he's heading to the game in a few weeks. He's really looking forward to seeing Kawhi play. I heard the Intuit Dome is phenomenal. I'm trying to get over there. It's just a little busy. You know, your boy been busy doing podcasts, making money, doing that thing. But yeah, I mean, Kawhi being back is great for the league. Point blank, period. Kawhi being back is great for the league. He is one of the best players that we love to see. He's one of the most efficient players that we love to see. And the only reason why he's not in the talks of a top 10, top 5 player is due to health. So, he got knees of an 87-year-old. Like, LeBron's 40 and he got knees like he's 22. Unfortunately, my boy Kawhi you just can't hold it down. But when he's healthy, he's unstoppable. He's a defensive prowess. He's an offensive efficiency scorer. He's a top 5 player. But I think the rest does do well. Play a couple games, get some rest. Play a couple games, get some rest. Just to kind of test out those knees. And, Mikey was talking about that earlier. Let's test out the knees a little bit. Let's rest the boys a little bit. Let's rest the doggies. Go from there.
You think that it can deter, though, the success of someone like Norm Powell, who's having an all-star campaign, or James Harden, who's quietly dropping 21, 8, and 6 and playing a great season at the age of 35? We talk about like Curry playing well at 36, 37, and KD. I feel like Harden doesn't get no love.
I mean, he's at a place, right, where if Kawhi wasn't there and they didn't pay Kawhi all that money, Harden would be on every single billboard. Harden would be plastered all over Los Angeles and then in Inglewood and all these different places. But you're paying Kawhi a brick and then some to sit on the bench and show his face on random appearances in the skybox just to sell some tickets. And I think a lot of these players know that. Norman,
but I mean on-court success, though. I'm talking about on-court success. Do you think that Kawhi's return will deter the success we've seen on-court from James Harden and Norm Powell?
Not in terms of the team, just the players. I think yes, it's always less touches is always gonna give me less of a feeling of confidence. I think if I'm going from 22 touches a game to 16, 14, I think it's gonna hurt my gameplay. However, if this guy's not hurt and he shoots 7 for 8 during and taking my touches, I'm okay with, and we win, I'm okay with that. Now, if he shoots 3 for 11 and we lose, I'm gonna be hot. Because I'm dropping 30 and my face is on the Intuit Dome advertisement. I'm selling tickets. I'm Norman Powell. Keep me in the game, baby. Keep me in the game.
Maybe if I do agree with the points. It's gonna drop for sure because the touches, like star player gets the most touches, right? But other statistics will go up in terms of like guards or if you're a forward. Like for example, like James Harden, he's right now 21, 5, and 8. It could maybe drop to like a 20, but his assists could perhaps go up to like a 9 or a 10 now because now Kawhi is here, so he can give him like a double-double. I feel like it's more of like a plus on both sides, and I do feel bad for Norman Powell because he's almost on pace to win maybe MIP, maybe most improved, but the team's going to win. Kawhi's a baller, and I was so sad to see him even leave Team USA last year. Because he was with the squad with Braun, Curry, KD, and then seeing him go like that, I was like, man, it would have been so cool to see him there. But yeah, for the team success is going to be a plus for them.
Yeah, we'll have to see how those standings shake out because that's a close Western Conference.
So close, bro.
Back east, my boys, my Celtics are on a bit of a tough stretch. 7-7 over 14 games. Some losses to some bad teams, including a loss to the Raptors yesterday. Is there a big concern here on your guys' part? I'm not feeling a huge concern personally yet, but I see the Cavs now moving into that favorite spot where people are now saying Celtics are vulnerable. This shows, this sort of 7-7 stretch proves it. Cavs are in trouble. I'm sorry, Celtics are in trouble. Cavs are here to take over the Eastern Conference. How are y'all feeling? Because I'm not super worried. The panic button has not been pressed, but I do see some call for concern.
I feel like I'll go. I'm not worried at all for the Celtics. Come on, guys. You guys are world champions right now. Playoffs been here. I'm a big numbers guy. If you got the chip, I mean, the Celtics had a journey to get this chip, guys. They were so close in the other year. They finally got the chip now. So even if with this record breaking, Cavs about to get 75 wins, that don't matter because the Warriors had that time too. But records don't matter. So I feel like Celtics shouldn't be worried, Celtics fans. You guys are pretty good. Just keep balling. That's what I think.
One thing that I gotta say about the Celtics. They played a lot of games over the last couple of years. So I don't really care about the regular season. They've tried to be the number 1 seed, hasn't really done well. They've tried to, be finesse and do this, hasn't really done well. Last year, they were over the hump. So when you're playing for bigger aspirations than just being the number 1 seed, I think you end up being the Boston Celtics. So I'm not too worried about it. I would be concerned if the injury bug was hitting them later in the season. It's hitting them earlier in the season. I'm okay with that. I want to see how they feel after All-Star break, which I think, honestly, they're phoning it in until then because they know somebody's going to break down. Let's just kind of get healthy, especially by the fact that they're losing to lesser teams. That's hey, you know what? I was out at the club last night. I stayed an extra hour longer than I was supposed to. I'll see you later when it counts. Y'all be going to Cabo while I'm playing the NBA Finals. I think that's where the mentality is. Not a great mentality. I think I'm worried about those first round, second round matchups. Just to kind of help them kind of get the spark rolling. But other than that, not concerned.
Y'all have to pick a 7-game series between the Cavaliers and the Celtics right now. Where's it going? What's it going?
Right now, I'm picking Cavs. I think the Cavs right now have momentum, motion. If the season ended today, with KP and Porzingis not being back not being full strength yet, I think with the Celtics, him still kind of be working into the lineup. I still think the continuity of the Celtics isn't where it needs to be. You talked a couple episodes ago when we last talked about the NBA. Celtics scored 12 points and a half. That has nothing to do with skill. That's all mentality. That's continuity. I think I can beat you, and I'm just not here. So,
Celtics are Cavs in how many games right now? If you think it ended,
I think Cavs in 5, maybe 6.
Damn.
Wow.
I think there is a cause for concern if we think that, though.
Wow.
But right now, though. But it's right now. So
Yeah.
I don't think the Celtics right now are in like playoff mentality. I think the Cavs right now are like, ooh, like we're coming off of last year. We had some momentum last year. Let's come back this year. Let's show the world that we really about this life. Not, hey, we're about to play in the playoffs. We got going against JB and JT in the playoffs, where I think JB and JT are coming off the playoffs. JT's coming off, the Olympics. Even though he didn't play, he still practiced. Still team meetings, still phone calls, still videos, still all that stuff. They're not ready right now. They're not. And the Cavs would smack them.
Wow.
I would not be surprised. 5-1, gentleman's sweep right now. Not surprised.
4-1. That's crazy.
Ask me after all.
I think that it's a call for concern then if you think that, because right now I still think the Celtics would beat the Cavs, but in a set in 7. And that's
I was
what
about
I'm
to say
calling
Celtics in 6 for me.
If right now from what I see, if this was what we went into the playoffs with, I would feel that way. But the good news is the 1 seed doesn't play the 2 seed in the first round, so you'd have a little bit of time to, if the seeding shakes out as it is now, we still because you have the chance to get your feet beneath you versus one of these lower seeds.
Yeah.
Who's the dark seed in the East if y'all have to pick one right now? Dark horse, rather. Dark horse.
To make the playoffs, you thinking?
No, just like who's your dark horse like in the East?
Ooh.
I feel like a lot of people are looking at the Magic because the Magic were a hot pick last year.
I can't condone that. Those boys, they're too young.
Yeah, I agree.
Too young to, you know what I mean? They're too young to me.
I would probably say that the Eastern Conference finalists last year, the Pacers, because they are highly undervalued to what they were valued at last year, but they went on a run last year. So we got to see. We know that the Knicks was injured when they played them, but they went on a run in the playoffs last
They beat the
year.
Bucks.
So yeah, I think that the Pacers could be a dark horse to go back to the Eastern Conference Finals.
But the only way is for that to happen is for Tyrese to step up. This season, I feel like he hasn't been the assist number has been very down. I feel like compared to what Tyrese should be doing.
You talking about for what team?
The Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton. Bro, he averaged 10.9 last year. Well, 8.8. This year. He scored 20,
but that's
18.
Do you think that could have to do with team ball though, versus like star player over handling the ball?
Guys, how do we feel about Philly? That's my thing. If Joel Embiid, they're only 6 games back of the Pacers. If Joel comes back, they put on a clinic. It's not impossible. So I mean, for me, definitely the Sixers. I still, Mikey talked about them earlier being outside of the playoffs currently and possibly a sneaky team to get in the playoffs. I think if Joel gets back, I definitely can see something a little bit going crazy with them.
I totally agree. I remember we talked about this when Sixers were like 13th place, 14th place, even lower. And we were talking, I was like, when they get their players back, they're going to be dangerous. And I agree with David for sure.
I thought that Embiid was going to come back and actually play, but then it was a foot sprain that was called day-to-day, and day-to-day has turned into he's missed 6 games in a row. So obviously day-to-day was like, what, week to week, really? Is that what they meant? And we just called it day-to-day? So I'm not really going to I ain't going to place no bets on the 76ers until we can see some people stay in the court and play, namely Paul George and Joel Embiid.
Tyrese got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I think Maxi's in a good spot because he's young and he can just put up as many shots as he wishes. So
I agree. He's been balling 26 points per game, Tyrese.
Yeah, but how many? The usage rate is very, very high. Audience, just a quick update. It looks like we have some technical difficulties on the side of Camden Lee, but we are we gonna continue here because there's a topic, Sam, about a player that I know you like, and I really wanted to ask about your thoughts on Mr. Stephen Curry.
Ooh.
Talking about the state of the Warriors right now. So as we noticed, the Warriors started off real hot this year. Early this year, when we were on this podcast, we were talking about the Warriors was in first place in the West, 12-3 to start the year.
Yep, I remember that.
Fast forward, the Warriors are 500 at 20-20. Damn. Meaning they've gone 7-7 or 8-17 since then.
Basically.
So
are they
in regards to making moves to improve their team, Curry, quote unquote, said he doesn't believe in desperate trades or desperate moves that deplete the future. So my initial thoughts about this was, what's going on? Do you think that this is inappropriate? Like, you think it's like him trying to be a hero, trying to be the good guy? Do you think that this is a good mentality? Like, I care so much about my franchise, because I feel like I have some mixed feelings about this sentiment.
I feel like he's just saying this to kind of get the media off the team right now on how they're performing. Also, he's trying to play good guy too. Like, come on now, what kind of athlete well, I guess if you really care for the franchise, because Curry did play for the Warriors all his life for, I don't know, 15 plus, it should be. But I don't know. Why are you thinking about the future right now? But what about your career, present time? Like, your Curry in his numbers right now hasn't really been the Curry that we all know. It's almost a career low right now. You take out the first 3 years of his career, and he's averaging 22. So I feel like individually he has to worry about himself, and I feel like you have to worry about your team, but worry about yourself and let the management do what the management should do, and you continue to ball as what you should do.
Do you think that as the star player on a team, that's the right mentality, though? Because to me, it's too much like I'm falling on the sword. I'm falling on the sword. Kobe Bryant said, "Give me talent. You put talent around me so we can play because I'm in the league to play ball."
Mm.
LeBron James, let's get some talent. Let's trade and let's make trades and let's get some
Like
talent.
now.
To me,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised by this. I can't say I'm surprised because I know Curry's a nice guy and that's what I feel like his reputation. To me, I'm just surprised as a competitor who's won 4 championships, right? At gold medalist, MVP. I just find it hard not to say at the end of your career when the window's closing, you don't want to win now. There's something about it that I believe is a facade that we're getting right here.
I mean, sorry about that, guys. I got kicked out for 10 seconds. So we had a little restart, but I'm back in the building. You already know what it is. Your boy Camden Lee, Mr. Clip Paradise, back with MSD Sports. To be honest, there's not a lot of guys when we're talking about Chef Curry. There's not a lot of guys who are one jersey players during this era. There's not a lot of guys who can say, "I've had one jersey." There's not a lot of guys that can say, "I am the staple of this organization." When you think about this organization, you think about me, the Kobe's, the Jordans. I know Jordan went to the Wizards, but come on, the Jordans. Even the Ewings. We have this admiration towards guys who kind of stick it out, and I think the fact that he's saying, "Hey guys, let's not blow it up. I was just in the finals. I just won in the finals not too long ago. I know my boy, one of my homies, is gone, but give me some time and let me see what I can do." I think it talks about his character. It talks about his heart for the organization and the team. To say all those things, I don't care. I say win now because I'm old. I don't have a lot of years left. I don't have time for a rebuild. Put me with LeBron. Let's go make some money. If I can play with LeBron the last 3 years of my career, at least like 3 solvable years of both of our careers where we're both still no primes, but we're still doing damage. Put me with LeBrizzy. Put me with Le Triple. Because I'll go crazy. And the league will go on fire.
It will go on fire.
City on fire.
Team USA in real life NBA.
Team MSI, real life NBA GM Sam said it best.
Damn.
I usually don't root against Curry. I just thought that this one didn't come across right to me. And I feel like he keeps saying it too, even after the post game. Let us have some time to figure it out. Let us have some time. For me, competitiveness needs to be valued higher. And I just am surprised that a star player in the league would say that during the last window of his career. But
it's tough. Imagine you've been with this woman your whole life. She was your first love. You know what I'm saying? Middle school sweethearts. You try and do what you can. If when it's rocky, you can't leave her. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like you mentioned Jordan, right? What did Jordan do?
Listen,
that boy went to play baseball. The only person they ever got was Rodman. And to act like it's like, oh, we do it for the good of the franchise. I'm sorry, but like the greatest of all time ain't like that. I think the biggest difference with the Mamba, Kobe, was always let's win now and let's make moves to improve the team now. So
he was about to go to New York. Kobe said, if you don't do something now to make this life better for me, I'm leaving. I'll leave.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But not everybody, Kobe. You got it. You talking about you talking about 3 guys who might have that mentality. You got one, which is Jordan. You got 1B, which is Kobe. Then you got 2, which is LeBron. It's not a lot. There's not a lot of guys who are like, "Hey, listen, I care about winning more than anything else." It's not a lot of dudes. Maybe Robert Ory, because Robert Ory
is a better man than me. He's a
Robert
better man than me.
Robert Ory be ring chasing. That boy got a lot of them. That boy be chasing. You know what I'm saying? Him and Phil Jackson. They just maybe those 2, maybe 5 guys. One of them's a role player. The other one's a coach. So come on, you got 3 of the greatest players who ever lived, one of the greatest coaches who ever lived, and one of the greatest role players who ever lived. The only people who really care about winning.
No. It's like, all right, we'll hold on to Podziemski and Kuminga and Trace Jackson Davis and see how good it does. He acting like this. Let's not mortgage the future. Well, Let's see if they can bring the Golden State Warriors 4 chips.
Yeah.
It's a terrible way to go
That's
out.
my only thoughts. But
It's a terrible way to go out.
I have one more player that was really intriguing to me.
Yes, sir.
It's been intriguing to me every year because I can remember a couple of years ago us joking about who's going to take Russ in the fantasy draft when he was about to play with the Lakers. It was a joke. Like, yeah, Westbrook. When he was Westbrook.
Westbrook. Okay. Just checking.
Westbrook. When it was Westbrook. But I'm not going to lie. I'm really impressed with how the Denver Nuggets have used Russell Westbrook, and I'm very impressed with him this season. I'm really, really impressed with what he's been doing. I know that he's not the best shooter, so I know that sometimes you'd be looking at the stat lines and seeing that he shot like 30%. But I would say for the most part, as a sixth man or a bench man or a veteran presence, Westbrook has brought the energy. He really has brought a much-needed energy and vigor to the sleepy-looking Denver Nuggets. Because we talking about the Oklahoma City Thunders and the Rockets of it all and the Grizzlies of it all being young and running you off the court. I don't know what happened to the Timberwolves, but I feel like if this Nuggets played this Timberwolves, it ain't a 7-game dogfight like we saw last year in the playoffs.
No, not at all. I mean, it's tough to see Westbrook on the Lakers and totally be underutilized, underdeveloped, and for his mentality to just be shredded through the media. I think this is a situation when you call great coaching with great teammates equals you're gonna do what you always done, which is putting up a triple-double. I think we always know Russ couldn't shoot. You know what I mean? I think that's like a given in the league that he's never been that type of guy. But I think having a guy like Joker who can put you in positions to succeed, I think it just makes it easy. You know, again, I love my MSD crew. They're my guys. It's very easy for me, when I come back from a technical difficulty for me to hop right in because they put me where I need to be. It makes life so much easier. So I think it really tells you that a system matters compared to just a player. Russell Westbrook is a great player, top 75, future Hall of Famer, no qualms about it. But I think those last couple years in those bad systems, the Houston days, even when he was doing some other stuff in the Eastern Conference, we won't even talk about that. And then back on the Lakers, this is great for Denver. This is great for Russell. I hope that he retires a Nugget.
I totally agree. This is so good for Russell Westbrook going to the Denver Nuggets. When you see like the stats here from like the beginning of the season till now, like the month of October, he averaged 19.8 minutes, and then we go on to November, he averages 26 minutes, and then we go on December, we go on 28 minutes, and then January, only a half a month, but he's averaging 30 minutes. So I feel like what you said, David, I feel like in the system too, the way they use Russell Westbrook and the way Russell Westbrook understands the Nuggets system, I feel like is working very well. And there's some games that he's been dropping triple doubles, guys, on us. And there's an interesting stat here where if Russell Westbrook hits a triple double, he wins 74% of the games in his career. So it's going to help the Nuggets, and the Nuggets definitely been getting a lot of help from Russell with his output. So let's see what they can do in the long run and in the playoff chase.
I love it. Oof, we got the playoff chase coming. But just to talk a little bit, before we end tonight, got the All-Star voting update. What's going on, LeGM? What's happening?
I know that the All-Star voting is going on right now, and it's gonna end on the 20th on Monday. So, everybody, NBA fans, get on NBA.com and we check out, and we got to vote for your favorite All-Star guys, because this All-Star game is going to be a little different this year. So, let's get them votes going, because my number one vote over here. This man has been going crazy, guys. Crazy. Mr. Nikola Jokic, another Denver Nugget. He's averaging 31, 13, and 9.8 assists. Talk about triple-double. This man is the fastest player to reach 15,000 points, 7,500 rebounds, and 5,000 assists in only 709 games, beating Boston Celtics legendary Hall of Famer Larry Bird, who did it in 799 games. So get them All-Star votes going, guys.
I think that there's some people in the All-Star voting. I'm surprised that Paulo is going to make All-Star.
Wait,
Paulo
wow,
Banchero.
wow.
He's on pace to make. I know he deserves it, but he missed so much time that I'm just shocked because there's players that I feel like definitely deserve to be there. Maybe I need to do my research to figure this out because maybe y'all can enlighten me. The voting is going to be so I know this year there's going to be a draft between 3 teams, right? 3 teams of 8, 24 players total. Is it the top 6 vote getters, respectively 6 front court players and 6 backcourt players from each conference? Because I see the voting, right? We have the top 10 for the front court and for the backcourt for the Western and Eastern Conference. Mm-hmm. If you're not in the top 6, you're not making All-Stars? That's crazy to me. Because, I mean, there's some notable names that I can see that are not within the top 6 of their respective voting categories. Namely, the huge one that I have to point out is a guard on the Eastern Conference. Cade Cunningham is currently sitting at 7th place for guards. I cannot believe Cade is not in position. They have Tyrese Maxey over Cade. That is a travesty to me. I'm sorry. We talked about most improved. I think Cade, even though we knew he was going to be nice, has an argument to be on most improved. It's true. For how big of a step he's taken and how that team has taken such a big step and is now in a playoff position at their current rate. That to me is craziness.
So yeah, basically the voting process to determine the 24 NBA All-Stars will remain the same. The 5 players honored as starters in each conference will be selected by the fans, 50% of the vote. Current NBA players, 25% of the vote, and the media panel, which is the next 25. The 7 players honored and reserved in each conference will be selected by an NBA head coach. So the head coaches kind of select their bench, and that's how it goes in this NBA. It's going to be interesting.
Okay, good. I'm glad that they get to do that because there's some people I feel like are getting snubbed here, like Norm Powell. He's only 10th in voting for guards in the Western Conference.
Definitely deserves that one.
Barely got 225,000 votes. I really feel like he made a step this year. There's some people where, I'm sorry, like Kyrie and Luka are sitting up here with over 1 million votes each, and they are bona fide all-stars, but when you've missed that many games.
There's a name value, too, I'm sure. Like, the fans, love their favorite stars, and go and vote for them.
Any surprise with Giannis being the highest vote getter?
No,
Giannis.
I mean, think about it. He just won the NBA Cup. Do you see what I'm saying? The fan vote is huge. The last taste in your mouth was you saw the Bucks doing something when it mattered. So I think it makes sense. You know what I mean? Joker is going to be Joker. He just did surpass this Larry Legend situation. I think it makes sense. The NBA right now is dying. It's a dying league, unfortunately. A lot of these stars are not panning out the way that we thought they were, especially internationally. So I think, whatever is the first of mind or front of mind, that's where I think is going to hit, and I think that's where the NBA is trying to push. So
they better not snub Sabonis again.
They probably will because the fan vote is
they better not
matters.
Bruh. I can't stand that. I don't know if y'all watched the basketball documentary, but after watching how nice of a guy this boy is, and then to go on a court and play like he does, dude's averaging 20, 14, and 6 on 60% shooting. I'm sorry, but man, I wish I could vote more.
One thing I noticed kind of sad about this now, you're seeing like my favorite player, LeBron James. He's 3rd in the front court Western Conference All-Star voting, but I mean he was always number 1, guys. Even last year he was number 1.
This is 2020, man. It's 20 years. 20 years.
But even last year in 2024, he was number 1. He had like 5 million.
The Lakers were in the media more. The Lakers looked like they were doing something earlier before they had their debacle. They don't look like they're doing nothing. If the Lakers were looking like the Mavericks right now, teetering, it's all right. But they look like they're holding on, and they don't look like they can't win.
Damn, is LBJ getting that old now? Damn, I'm so sad.
I'm sorry, Pimpin. Hopefully we can do a trade, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, I'm glad that there's an accountability, though, for the media and the players themselves, because the fact that they get weighted as like 25%, at least it will be weighted a little bit more than the fan vote because anyone could vote for whoever they want. So
You're right.
that's why you see someone like LaMelo so high up on the list. Like, he's nasty, I get it, but I just see some players that I feel like Darius Garland, Cade Cunningham, they're winning. They're playing winning ball.
Yeah.
They're not playing flashy ball. So
Listen, Darius is playing tonight. You got a rematch.
the rematch.
Yep.
The
Yep,
rematch.
we do.
Rematch. I don't know if our fans are watching, but if the GM, if you want to let them know what's happening, what's going on.
I mean, it's going on as we speak right now.
Woo!
OKC Thunder at home are versing the Cleveland Cavaliers, a rematch. And as we speak right now, we're in the third quarter, 3 minutes left. OKC's up 110-73.
Told y'all OKC. What'd I tell you?
OKC is going nuts. Shea has 38.
I told y'all. They lost the other day. Lost the other time when the boys playing the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland. They ain't letting that happen again, baby. They ain't letting that happen again.
Donovan Mitchell's having a bad game again as well.
Mom pimping.
He's been having a little low season, I feel like, compared to last season.
Up and down.
Yeah, a little bit of a slump there. So, well, as we round it out on NBA Talk, guys, I wanted to open the floor for one more because I know we love making predictions here.
Yes, sir.
So, as we look at the standings, we got a close Eastern Conference, a close Western Conference. A couple teams ain't going to make it to that 10 seed and above spot. So, a couple teams that are on the bubble here, I want to hear your first two teams out. Who are those two teams that are right on the edge of the bubble who going to make it? And I'll kick it off since I'm going to put us on the spot for this one because I do think a team that we spoke about is going to make a push for the playoffs, and that's the Philadelphia 76ers. I envision the Chicago Bulls selling off some of these assets that they have, calling it a wrap for this season and letting some young players, maybe Patrick Williams could figure it out finally. Let Kobe White do his thing because he just threw down a nasty poster on Victor Wembanyama too. It's been Wemby season. Sorry, brother. So I do think that I'll imagine the Nets and the Bulls being the first two teams out of the playoffs in the 11 and 12 seed. And I think that the 76ers will squeak into this playoff picture here for the Eastern Conference.
Wow.
I had the Sixers earlier as my Eastern Conference for sure. I really felt like these guys were going to be okay. For my Western Conference, I think the Clippers, guys. I think the Clippers with Kawhi being back, I think it's going to transcend that team. I think Norman Powell being on all those billboards night at Intuit Dome, I think it's going to give him a little bit of pep in his step. And I think in the playoffs, they're going to rely on these boys a little bit more. I'm hoping that MIP, most valuable player, Norman Powell, put it on the flow. We'll see what happens.
All right. In the West, for me, I feel like, well, they're not in the 7, 8, 9, 10 bubble, but I'm going San Antonio Spurs here.
Okay.
I'm going for that Victor Wembanyama. I feel like, he's growing, and he's, averaging 25. He's slowly, not slowly, but he's scarily learning the system, and the more he plays, I mean, he's learning under Chris Paul, like one of the greatest facilitators in the NBA. I predict Spurs are going to get into this 7, 8, 9, 10 fight spot for the playoffs.
And who's going to lose their spot then if the Spurs have to overtake someone?
I take out the Kings. Or the Kings or Warriors are going to go down.
Okay.
I feel like
I'm going to actually piggyback on that, Sam, and say that my hot take is that the Spurs, I want the Spurs to make it. I think everyone in the NBA wants to see Wemby in a playoff series.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Definitely.
I would love for them to make the 7 seed or the 6 seed so that there's no
there's no play-in. They just go in.
So they get to play a series. We'd love to see an actual full series with Wemby. I will say, I actually think the Kings are going to make the playoffs. I think that they've turned a new leaf after firing Coach Mike Brown, which I don't think it was a good firing, but I do think the players are playing hard in his memory. Mm-hmm. I think that we're watching the Warriors slide out, and with Steph saying don't make no moves to improve this team, they're not gonna make the playoffs. I think the Suns and the Spurs both make their way in, and if I had to choose two teams toward the bottom that are gonna lose out on their spot, I'm sorry guys, but I think Los Angeles Lakers and Golden State Warriors are the two teams that I would have to pick that wouldn't make it.
Wow. Yeah. The Lakers.
My Lakers. We need to do something.
They have to make moves.
Lakers fans, come on. Pray for something.
Do some.
Listen, pray for rain and pray for a trade.
Yes. Yes.
Damn, there's still a lot to talk about in NBA, but I feel like we covered a lot of ground, gentlemen.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did today. Definitely. We went MLB, NBA. We did a lot of catching up too. That was great. I loved it.
Any closing remarks for you boys? Anything you guys want to say before we dip out for the night?
I mean, right before we dip, I just want to say it's Thursday, January 16th. So we got divisional NFL games coming. On 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. Saturday, January 18th, Texans at Chiefs. The next Saturday game is Commanders at Lions at Detroit. And on Sunday, we got the Rams at Lincoln Financial at Eagles. And we got the Ravens at Buffalo.
Divisional.
Crazy matchups, guys. So yeah, catch them up. It's been a very great episode, guys. I had so much fun today.
Yeah, I want to say thank you guys very much. Appreciate the audience tuning in. We already surpassed that 10 episode mark, and we're looking for that 100 episode mark.
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
Listen. 10 to 11 to 12 to 111 to 2011. Listen, we doing it all. I'm so grateful for my crew, the MSD Sports, RCR Presents. You already know what it is. Please like and subscribe. It's your boy, Mr. Club Paradise. You know what we do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll see you guys in the next pod. We're going to talk about the divisional matchups. And it's been very, very fun today. RCR Presents MSD Sports, episode 11. And we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.